Previously on the Couch with Justin Deloach.
I was at the bus stop and I want to go to the school dance, and they wouldn't let me go, so I had to go take it out on somebody. So, so I beat this kid up at the bus stop.
I mean, Augusta's such a small place.
Yeah.
And then you got these big names coming out of Augusta.
Thanks.
You know, you got Paul and Vernon Forrest.
Yeah.
Both those guys fought on the big stage.
Right.
One of the things I do is I study people that are great.
Right.
And the one thing I found is that people that are great, they're great no matter what. It doesn't matter if they play basketball, if they play football, if they run track, if they drive race cars, if they sell cars, if they sell shoes. It doesn't matter. So the biggest mistake that most of us make is that we focus on the things we don't want to happen. One of the things I struggle with is getting people to understand that they have this power to begin with. Because people don't believe it. I can talk to you about it from a spiritual standpoint. I can talk to you about it from a scientific standpoint. The fact of the matter is as a human being, you have this power. You have this ability. Getting people to understand that first is a challenge. Once I get them to understand that, the second part of it is getting them to understand that not and don't doesn't exist. If your car payment's 3 months late and you're at work like, man, I sure hope they don't come repossess my car. What happens? They come repossess your car. If you are late for work and you say to yourself, man, I sure hope I don't get a ticket, what happens? You get a ticket. I got a friend who wanted to go see his kids on a holiday weekend and his license was suspended. I'm like, man, you're 40 years old. Why is your license suspended? He's like, man, I got a ticket. I didn't pay it. He said, but I want to go see my kids, but I don't want to go to jail. And I was like, well, with that mindset, you know what's going to happen. And he was like, yeah, but I don't ever get pulled over. I'm going to take the chance. What do you think happened?
He went to jail.
He went to jail. He went to jail. Man, when he didn't show up for work on Monday, I knew what happened. I was like, well, hopefully he'll get out of here in time. He'll get out of there in time to call me before lunch, you know. But he went to jail.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, man, I hate you because this happens all the time. And I said, you were in charge of it. Yeah. So the first thing we have to do is determine what you want out of this career. Like, what do you see yourself doing with the next, how many fights do you think you'll have between now and the end of your career?
Probably 15.
15 more fights. I think you have 15. How many fights you got right now?
19. I mean,
19.
Altogether, 25, 24, 25.
24. So another 15 fights will put you at 39, right? How many fights did Floyd Mayweather have?
50.
50. 50. Okay. How many times did he lose? None. Do you believe that you can go undefeated between now and
yes.
fight number 39?
Yes.
You believe you can go undefeated? Mm-hmm. What's interesting about that is it's harder to go undefeated after a loss than it is to do it from your first fight, because you already know that a loss is possible. You take a fighter like Ronda Rousey. She was destroying people. Yeah. I mean, it was almost unfair to watch her fight anybody. Yeah. I watched her spar with a male and was blown away by how effective she was. Right. She got caught one time. What happened to her career after that? Why?
Because
was she not the same? I mean, she's obviously the same person.
Yeah, but
she's got the same capabilities, right? So what took place?
I guess she started doubting herself.
She didn't doubt herself. She started to fight not to lose. Right. Yeah. And she created a scenario where she lost. Right. That's all.
That's it.
So if you want to have 15 successful fights, you have to go in there with the mindset of 15 successful fights. You got to be the guy. How much film do you watch on a guy that you fight?
Not enough.
Not enough. So let me ask you something. if you took Floyd Mayweather, I like using Bernard Hopkins because he's a guy that started late in his career, and I feel like what he did with his career was just phenomenal. Antonio Tarver is another one. Like those guys to me were guys that change the sport.
Yeah.
You know, people just loved him. They loved to see him fight, but they were obsessive about the sport. How much film do you think those guys watch on their opponents?
Imagine. Whew. Some a lot, some not a lot.
So, do you think a guy like, do you think it's possible for a guy like Roy Jones Jr. to not know everything about the guy that's standing in front of him?
Roy, nah.
Yeah, it's not possible. The other part of this is when you commit to having 15 wins and no losses, because what's happened in your career before now doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Your record's 0-0, right? But you were committing to having a record of 15-0. How many knockouts?
13.
13.
13. Yeah.
And you said that unsure.
Yeah.
Right?
I said it because I wanna. It's a reason why I know I can get 13 knockouts.
But here's the thing, it's whatever you say it
Say it
is.
is, exactly. But
I need you to start thinking that it's whatever you say it is.
And I said that because of the other two fights, I wanna actually beat up somebody.
Okay.
Like,
Hey man, listen.
Yeah, I wanna beat you up for the two fights. I just wanna show y'all go team.
But you could beat him up for 11 rounds and then
exactly.
send him home.
But you can beat them up for 12 rounds and just let them know I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So, yeah.
Okay. So you are committed to 15 fights, 15 wins, 13 knockouts. You do know that the only person that can stop you from doing that is you. I'm the type of guy, I hate to lose, man. Like, I hate to lose. When I was in Marine Corps boot camp, we used to do these things called squad ability runs. And they would we had the Rabbits, that was the fast group of guys.
Okay.
And then you had intermediates, and then you had the guys that were the turtles, the slow guys. So I'm not a good runner, but I can't accept being in a group that's not the top group. I just can't accept it.
Yeah.
So I said, yep, I'm gonna be one of the fast guys. I'm gonna put myself in that category. And we ran 3 miles. And to get 100% of the points for running the 3 miles, you had to do it in 18 minutes. I'd never done that. I'd never done that a day in my life. But I'm like, I'm going to join this fast group, and I'm going to run 18 minutes. So I'm standing over there before we take off, and the drill instructor says, if you don't run 18 minutes, you don't need to be here. And I'm like, well, I'm here. I didn't say anything, obviously, but I'm here. And then he said, we're going to do 15 to 16 minutes. I'm like, oh, Lord. I ain't built for that. But I said, it's just running. It's just running. Like, what can stop me? It's just pain.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to shut the pain off, I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to do it. Like, what's going to happen? Are my legs going to fall off? No. Are my arms going to fall off? Am I going to have a heart attack and die? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it no matter what happens. I'm going to do it. I think we ran like a 16:20. We ran 3 miles in 16 minutes and like 20-something seconds. We dropped everybody that was in our group. So what happens is, if the group gets too fast, you slow down and then you fall into the group behind you. And he said, the drill instructor said, I'm going to drop everybody in this group. I'm like, you're not going to drop me. You are out of your mind. You're not going to drop me. We take off running. I didn't drop. It was the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced in my life. The last half of a mile, I heard my quads tear away from the bones. And I continued to run. I've never, ever experienced pain like that before, ever. But I refused to stop. I said, I will die before I let this guy beat me. And I just didn't stop. We got to the end, and he passed out because he's never been pushed that hard. And of course, I fell to the ground in pain. We were both rushed to sick call because we were in pretty bad shape. But I learned something about myself. I realized that it's here, man. All of it. All of it. Like everything is here. Like that was the first time that I realized I'm the only person that can stop me. If you and I decide to compete against each other, I don't care what you do for a living. I'm going to beat you. My goal in life is to find out what you're great at and be better than you at it. That's it. And you got to have that mindset. You have to know that you are 15-0. You're not going to be 15-0 at the end of your career. You are 15-0 right now. You got to make that decision now. If you commit to it now, the next 15 fights you got, imagine how calm you would be if you've already seen you knock everybody out. Like if God came in the door and came to you and said, hey, Justin, I'm going to show you your next 15 fights. You and I are going to sit here on this couch and we're going to watch them. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do to the next 15 guys you stand in front of. And he shows you knocking them all out, every one of them. How calm would you be getting in the ring? How happy would you be to get in the ring?
Yeah. No.
Your mindset would be completely different.
Yeah.
How dedicated would you be to training? You'd be a different guy. You're a champ already, man. You just have to choose to experience it. That's it. The guys that got there, they always look back and they're like, man, I didn't know that I was going to get here. They are shocked by it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, yeah, all of them. Like those guys were just different. They outworked everybody. They outworked everybody. You can't let anybody outwork you. But you'll only commit to the work if you know what it's going to yield you. That's the only way you're going to do it. How much money are you going to make over the next 5 years?
10 million.
10 million.
Yeah, I just need
10 million.
10 million.
10 million. Okay. 10 million. What did Conor McGregor make fighting Floyd Mayweather?
40 something, 50 something.
Million?
Yeah.
Okay. So you told me that you're a champion, you're a world champion, and you're going to fight 15 more fights, and you said in the next 5 years, you're going to make 10 million. How much does a world champion make per fight?
Right now, 2. I'm not at 2 right now.
2? 2 million a fight?
Yeah, 2 million.
But Conor McGregor made 40 million fighting Floyd Mayweather. And he's not even a boxer.
Right. It's crazy.
Come on, man. 10 million is chump change for you.
Yeah.
Man, you are a professional athlete, bro.
I gotta go. I gotta say my
You are
number
on
right
TV,
now.
bro.
Right.
Like, there are guys right now that are killing themselves, hoping that they can get in the ring with you so that they can prove that they deserve to be there. And those guys would do it for free.
Right.
10 million is a joke, man.
Okay.
10 million is a joke. You're going to get 10 million a fight.
Gotta believe it, right?
You gotta
Gotta
believe it, man.
go on
You
start.
believe it.
Yeah.
You know how much money? You know how much money there is in the world? You have any idea? No. I don't either. It's a lot more than 10 million. It's a lot more than 10 million, man.
Small piece, huh?
Basketball players are making 200 million for
5 years.
5 years.
Right. Cool.
And they're sharing it. They're on a team.
God.
They're on a team.
Yeah, man.
And you're gonna settle for 10 million over 5 years.
Man, gotta Gotta change that mindset.
It's $2 million a year, bro. That ain't no money, man.
Yeah.
That ain't no money.
Yeah.
That's like beginner NFL money, man. That ain't no money. You gonna be a world champion making beginner NFL money? Come on, man. You're not.
Gotta change that mindset.
You gotta change the mindset, bro.
Change the mindset, yeah.
The first thing you gotta do is understand that you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you the other day, man, you know, I don't support you because I like you. I mean, I like you.
Yeah.
But I support you because I believe that you can do it. You know, I mean, I've been fortunate, man. Financially, I'm good, man. I am fortunate. So I don't want anything from you. I just want to see you make it. Because I know that when you make it, you're going to grab 10, 15, 20, 30 of them, and you're going to help those young guys make it too. And that is what we're here to do. We're here to leave a legacy, right? So the more guys that I can reach out and help and pull up, and, you know, the more guys that they can reach back and help and pull up. But we teach each other how to do the work, but we don't teach each other how to fix this. Because most of us are broken here. And I hear it, right? So you've had to deal with embarrassment and shame. That was your coping mechanism, right? Letting the shame and the embarrassment go. The downside to that is you've become numb to it to a degree. You can win the next 15 fights. You can do it, man. You're the only person that's gonna stop you. But you gotta start being a champion right now. You have to think like a champion. You have to train like a champion. You've got to act like a champion. You have to breathe it. You know? How many hours a day do you commit to your sport?
It's a life sport, honestly.
Yeah. How many hours a day? You wake up in the morning at what time?
I wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock. We on the road work. You know, we boxing. After, you know, you take a small little rest just to, you know, cool, and you boxing for an hour and a half. You got strength conditioning, so it's really like from 6 to 8 at night. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, you never leave that mindset. Like, when you fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I mean, you put in what
So you're putting in the work.
You put in, yeah.
So you put in the work. So there's no question about your commitment. What you got to fix is this: the belief. You have to know that you deserve it. How many friends did you grow up with boxing that came up through the ranks with you?
A lot.
Give me one guy that you started out with that you're proud of.
Tank.
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 Tell me about him.
Me and Tank started Silver Gloves. Tank and Lubin. Me, Tank and Lubin. 08 Silver Gloves. All won. All champions. Region 3.
Nice.
Hammer, Florida. Tank, DC. I'm Georgia.
Okay.
You know, all of from kids. Yeah.
So is Tank undefeated, or has he had a loss on his record?
Yeah.
He's undefeated.
Yeah.
What about Lubin?
Lost once.
Lost once. How did he bounce back from that?
Oh, man, tremendously. And fought a guy that I lost to.
Okay.
And spanked him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you, you know, leaning on those guys is a good thing. Guys that experience what you experience, that go through what you go through. But if you are truly going to commit to it, after you commit to it, you have to go live it, right? So you say that you're going to win the next 15 fights, right? You believe that?
Yeah.
You believe that?
I believe it. Yeah.
It's already done.
It's already done.
It's already done.
It's already done.
The next 15 fights that you fight, you've already won.
I already won.
So you don't have to worry about competing. It's complete.
It's done. I believe
It's done.
Yeah. Walking out. Yeah.
So what I want you to do is I want you to call Tank, and I want you to call Erickson Lubin, and I want you to tell both of those guys that you're going to win the next 15 fights that you fight. I want you to tell them, hey, I'm committed to this. This is what my future is going to be. I'm going to win the next 15 fights. And then I want you to tell them, I want you to ask them what's going to happen in their next 15 fights. And I want you to get them to commit to you the same way you commit to them. And what will happen is you'll build a bond with these guys. And when you fall, when you get to a place where you feel low, you got a guy that you can pick up the phone and call.
Right.
We have to set these fail-safes in place to help us when we are struggling. Because faith is tough. It's tough to believe that you're going to win the next 15 fights. I mean, you've had 19 fights and you lost 5? And now you're saying you're going to win the next 15?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man. Is that real?
Yeah, it is.
It is real, man. It is real. It is as real as you think it is. But that's how it works. You're committing to the next 15, right? I need you to say it.
I'm committed to the next 15.
Next 15. How many by knockout?
13 by knockout.
13 by
2
knockout.
by majority decision.
2 by majority decision. Nice. Nice. So I'm gonna hold you to that. Obviously, you know I'm gonna hold you to that. Man, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. I want you to wake up every day and I want you to dedicate 20 minutes of your day to creating the day that you are going to experience. Okay? I call it +3. So every single day that I wake up, I take 3 things that I'm going to give thanks for. And then I walk out of my house, and then those 3 things happen every single day. And what will happen is you'll get into a place where you understand this power that you have, because you'll see it unfold every day. You'll see it happen every day. So when you get in the ring, the day you have a fight, one of your +3s is going to be, I'm going to get this joker out of here in 5 rounds. So when round 5 come around, boy, you're like, hey guys, go ahead and start packing this stuff up. We're going home. Okay? I want you to implement +3 in your life every single day. 20 minutes. Take 20 minutes every single day. Come up with 3 things that you are going to give thanks for. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. You can thank the universe. You can thank Inky. You can thank whoever your God is. You give thanks for those 3 things that you are going to experience that day. And every single day I want you to do that. Some days I'm going to call you and ask you what your +3 was. I can tell if you're lying because you're going to have to think about it.
Right.
So 15, 13 by KO, 2 by unanimous decision. And you're going to implement +3. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Is that it? We done?
That's it.
Okay.
Whew.
Wow.
Yep, 15, 13.
15, 13.
It's easy though.
Yeah.
Floyd won 50, bro. You just gotta win 15. You committed to 10 million in 5 years, man. I let you off the hook with that.
Yeah, we gotta
But
go.
that's a joke. You need more than that. But you committed to 10 and 5. Hey man, if that's what you are okay with, then I'm okay with it. But you're gonna get that 10 and 2. And then you'll change it. You got this, man. You got this. I'm telling you. But you got to start working on understanding how powerful your thoughts are. There's a lot of science behind how it works. It's man, there are tons and tons, and I've seen some literature that you can read, videos you can watch. There are tons of scientists trying to understand how it works. You know, man, the secret doesn't really do it justice.
Right.
So to give you an idea, man, there's a facility in France, CERN. They're trying to recreate the God atom. It's the biggest science project in the world. You should research it, man. It'll blow your mind. they are studying particle fusion. And they're trying to figure out what happens right after the Big Bang. You know, because obviously the Big Bang is what created everything. And they're trying to figure out, like, the moment after that took place, what was the state of the world like? And they keep coming up with these calculations, and they always have one element that's like an X factor, because the equations don't work without that piece, right? And they're like, well, if we insert this piece, it works, but that piece doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. That's the God piece. That's the piece that you were not given credit for. But it's real, man. It's real. They are. It's even gone as far as them understanding how biology and consciousness affects quarks are the glue that hold these subatomic particles together. And they're understanding that consciousness and biology affect the behavior of these quarks. And it's crazy. So you had classical physics, right? And then you had quantum physics. And quantum physics was understanding that nothing acts the way that it should unless it's being affected by consciousness, right? And even then, we're not real sure how it's going to react or act. And now it's moved to quantum biology, which is understanding. They have admitted that Justin Deloach has an actual effect on things that come to fruition. Things that come to reality are 100% affected by you and what you think. Like they've admitted it. It is a thing now, right? And now they're just trying to understand how that works. I don't care how it works, bro.
It works.
When I get in my car, I don't care how the engine works. I don't care how the transmission works. What I need my car to do when I get in it is start. That's it. You don't have to figure out how this works. You just need to know that when you push the button for that 10 million, it's coming. When you push the button for them 15 fights, it's coming. That's all you need to know. The rest of it, let these scientists figure it out. Let these pastors figure it out. My job is to make sure that you understand that it works. That's it. I have tested it with everybody in my dealership. You don't believe me? Come to the dealership and ask them. It's never failed, bro. Like it has never, ever failed. Never. It's never failed me or anybody in that building. When you get in that ring and you are worried about losing, you are creating that, bro. You just gotta stop it, man. It ends right now. 15, dog. 15. Yep.
Shit.
You the champ, bro.
Yeah, I'm a champ.
You fight on TV, dog.
I say.
That's a big deal, man. You fight on TV, man.
I need a moment.
Man, I'm telling you, you doing it, man.